I was charged with 1 count of CSC first degree, 4 counts of CSC second degree, and in my case for a crime I did not commit. I was basically in as helpless a situation as you could possibly ever be put in. At that point in your life, you just want to be anywhere else and be anyone else at that time, and you have no choice but now to go out and try to find yourself somebody that is going to stand by you in the court of law and stand up for justice and what is right. In my case, I'm very fortunate to come across Patrick O'Keefe. He didn't come in there and tell me, everything's just going to be fine. But what he did with me that meant more to me than anything was, from the very start, he was honest with me. He told me that he would do everything in his power to find out exactly the facts of the case. He would dig through every last detail. He would form a timeline. He would then go through, once he gathered all that information, and meticulously tear apart every part of the story that didn't make sense. And he would relentlessly fight for, again, what was right. And that alone was what really stuck with me, because there were times throughout this process, obviously, that I can honestly say that giving up in whatever form you want to take that was something that I thought about. But every time I got to that point or thought about that, I then would have a meeting with Mr. O'Keefe, and we would talk about some things, maybe not necessarily stuff that had to do with the case, but maybe how I was feeling or how I was doing, that he kind of reeled me back in and said, listen, we've got this, we can do this, I'm proud of you, you just need to be strong, and you need to trust me. And those are the things that I think Patrick did for me that I just don't really know that you're going to get that from anyone else. At times he was, a counselor. At times he was a father figure. At times, obviously, he was my lawyer, and other times he was my friend. He's a great lawyer, but those other things meant just as much to me throughout the last 2 years as anything he did in the courtroom. And what he did in the courtroom to get that court to stand at attention when he spoke, to put every witness on their heels when he questioned them, to handle my 2 young children in the way that he did, to try not to traumatize them any further than what they had already went through, was again, I've said, I was absolutely in awe of how he handled the situation from start to finish. And from this day moving forward, and him and I have talked, we talk quite often, if not for him, where my life would be in a prison for the rest of my life. I owe him my life. He saved my life because of all the things that he did for me throughout that 15-month to 2-year period in which he was my lawyer, my friend, my counselor, and everything above.